Okay, so I will tell you how to meet people when backpacking. So I have my notebook with me just to be clear and not to miss on things, important things for you to know to backpack. And I will start right away by telling you that I have been backpacking those past 2 years with some breaks, and right now I'm on a backpacking break, let's call it that way. And I will tell you all the things I did to meet other people, because obviously it's not that easy. And for a certain person, it can be harder to meet people because they're shy, or because of, just personal issues, or just because they don't know how to. And I'm here to tell you how to meet people when you're traveling. Not just backpacking, traveling, overall. Okay, so I will start by telling you, go on internet. I know it's weird. You're backpacking, you're meeting people, and you're like, what? She wants me to go on the internet to meet people? Make it make sense? Yes, but the thing is, I don't remember actually how I discovered this website, but it's a group on Facebook that is called Host a Sister. And there's a lot of person who already know about this specific group, because it's a group with 697,000 people all around the world. And it's not just people, women. So you post anything in this group and you meet people. And you're like, anything? What kind of anything? Anything. Okay, I've seen posts like, hey, I want to go to this country, is there people that can hang out with me when I will be in this country around those, around this period of time, around those moments? Or does anybody wants to come with me to this country? I'm staying there for vacation for 1 week. Did someone else already plan to go to this country, so we can either go together or meet there, or just organize a trip together? I don't know, but it's any kind of post, okay? I've seen posts like, hey, I was supposed to stay for a few nights in a, local place, like in a local house, but this local is really weird, he's too touchy, I don't feel comfortable staying in his place. Please, is there anybody that lives in the area that can host me for like 2 nights? It's a group of women, so they're all saying, yes, come tonight, I will host you for whatever time you need, whatever period of time you need to. I've seen posts like, I want to go to Paris and I'm from Spain and I'd like to do a apartment or house switch. So I will stay 1 week or 2 weeks in your place in Paris, and you will stay in my apartment, I don't know, in Barcelona for 1 week or 2 weeks. Any kind of post, okay? So you can meet people this way. It's called Host a Sister. It's a very famous Facebook group, and it's only women. And when we can see, I say we because I'm on it, when we can see that there's someone who's weird, when we can see that there's someone who, like a man or someone, just with bad intentions, or just a man. I'm not saying that men have bad intentions, it's just a group for women. So if there's a man, he will be banned. He will be banned from this group. Okay, if you're complaining, you can make a group if you want, but this group is just for women, that's it. Okay, so another thing you can do when you're backpacking to meet people is to go to hostels. Before backpacking to Greece, I have never been in a hostel of my life, of my entire life. I know it's kind of weird because it was not the first time I was traveling overall. Backpacking, yes, but not traveling. And yes, hostels, I met people the first day. I met people not even 1 minute of me entering the room because someone was like, hey, what's up? How are you? How long are you staying here? My name is this. Her name is this. You can hang out with us tonight. We're going to the restaurant. I barely had time to breathe into her ride, which was amazing. She was really nice. And yes, you know, you will meet people. You know, I already talked about it in other videos. Don't worry about you going to hostels alone for the first time, not knowing anybody, because you will meet people. No doubt. Okay. You also can go to volunteer places if you don't want to spend too much money on hostels. I know hostels are not too expensive, but it's still some money, you know. And of course during the season, which means the moment where there's a lot of tourists, so it depends where you're going. But for example, Greece, it's summer where there's the most of tourists, especially, you know, July and August. And of course the hostels are more expensive during the touristic season. Alright, so volunteer places are awesome because you're working just a little bit there and you're staying there for free, and most of the time they also give you food and accommodation, and they sometimes also offer you to clean your clothes. Why I'm talking about volunteer places to meet other people is because sometimes you're alone, but sometimes it depends on you. You can choose volunteer places where you already know that there's other volunteer people there that will, you know, help you discover the place and talk to you about the work you have to do. My first volunteer place was in Corfu, and I was alone when I arrived, but then I was not alone. Then we were 2 people, and they were really nice, both of them, so, you know. And the last one is that you can go to any place by yourself alone. Any place. And then I put create opportunities, and I will talk to you about a few moments where I met people outside of places where you're kind of there to meet people, if you know what I mean, like hostels or stuff. So I was staying in hotel, or I was an au pair or stuff like this, and I didn't know how to meet people. Okay, before talking about that, because it made me remember a moment where when I was an au pair, I didn't know anybody there. I was in Barcelona, I was staying with a family there, I had to take care of the children, and I wanted to learn Spanish, which can be really hard in Barcelona because everyone is speaking Catalan. So there's this thing. So I was there for a few months, 6 to 7 months with them. And the thing is, I decided to take some classes of Spanish for me to speak faster in Spanish. And you know, just you type on the internet. I found those classes, and I was not alone, and I met people thanks to those classes as well. So there's a lot of opportunities. But when I'm telling you to create opportunities, I mean where you're on the streets and you just want to meet people, and you're right there and you're like, okay, how to meet people. So these moments when I was in Barcelona, also another time I met someone who became a friend. And I was sitting on the beach, you know, on the border, like on a wall. I had my feet on, you know, the sand, and I was just watching the beach in the middle of Barcelona, which called the Barceloneta. And I was there, and there's a woman, there's like, she was around my age, she sat next to me, and you know, we stayed there for an hour. An entire hour without speaking to each other. But I could sense that she was trying to speak to me. Like, I could sense that she wanted to, but she didn't know how to. So there's something I did, because she was at some point she cracked a beer, you know, and she started drinking, and I was like, oh, where do you buy this beer? I knew where. Behind us was the shop. I knew where. It was just a way. It was just a way to talk to her. And it worked, because she was like, there, do you want to taste the beer? I didn't really want it to, but you know, it was just one sip for a way to, I don't know, like to engage and to feel, for her to feel more comfortable, as if I was saying straight from the beginning, no. So I said, yeah, of course. So I took a quick sip, and then, you know, and it was during the, what's the name? It's the 21st of June, I think, every year. And it's not the thing that they do in France, which is called Fête de la Musique, the music festivals or stuff. It's not that in Barcelona, it's another thing, and they celebrate something. I think they're celebrating the king, if I'm not mistaken. I'm so sorry if I'm mistaken. Overall, what I'm trying to say is that everyone was on the beach, everyone was drinking. It was a day of festivity there. Another moment is when I was in Greece. I was in the hostel. I started backpacking and I was like, alright, it was 2 years ago, and I was like, okay, Lila, meet people. I stayed, I think 2 or 3 nights before going to this hostel, and I wanted to meet people, and I didn't know this hostel was there. And before going to this hostel, I never went to an hostel. I kind of like didn't want it to like, I was not feeling comfortable, like it was weird, you know. And the thing is, I went outside, I went to a bar by myself. Yes, it's not the end of the world. I took a drink and then I started to speak to someone. Like, there was a area where a lot of people were dancing, okay? I didn't talk to someone where I was sitting with my drink. I just went with my drink and I kind of like stayed near a wall like this, watching people, you know, dance. And someone went next to me as well, or I think it was like, first it was like a guy and then this side like 2 girls, and I started to talk to them, like, I don't know, anything. I remember I was remembering my Barcelona time with this girl on the beach, and I was like, okay, find something, Lila, to start to talk to them. And I think I heard them speaking in English, and I was like, how long are you saying? I don't remember. I said something randomly just to start the conversation, and it worked, and I stayed until 3 a.m. I think, or 4 a.m. with people, and it was awesome. And I think it was my first night. Everything has been filmed. I vlogged everything. It's on my channel right now. You can go watch all my backpacking trip, okay? That's it. There's plenty of ways to meet people. If you are thinking about another one, please tell me your story, tell me what happened, tell me what a friend of you that was traveling did to meet people that I didn't say. Tell me more stuff. We're here to help each other. And that's it. Just thank you for watching my videos. I hope I'm helping you at least a little bit. And you know, maybe you are thinking about backpacking but you don't know how to start. Then I have a video about that. I'm making videos trying to help people to do this step, to go backpack. And when they're backpacking, I'm also saying things like, maybe don't do this, don't do that, because I've done those mistakes, and I've made a lot of videos about backpacking, and I will still make videos about backpacking. So yeah, I see you for another video, of course, about backpacking. And until then, take care, be nice,